Hey everybody, Travis here from Figure Around and Find Out. Got Heather behind the camera there, my little ninjetti. And this channel was her idea. You will notice the steadiness of the camera. The tripod was also her idea. We'll see. But enough of the techno talk. It's compost day. Compost day. We can't wait for compost day. Run, run, run to the compost pile. Yay. Compost day. Compost day. C-O-M-P-O-S-T day. Compost day. Yeah. I've been excited about this. So, alright. I have actually cheated twice, not on camera. I came out here after 6 days and dug down just deep enough to find the top of the Bokashi that I had buried. And holy shit, the steam that was coming off of it. I mean, heat. Now, I'm used to heat dealing with the hot compost. I did not expect the Bokashi to be doing that. And I did, not yesterday, or maybe yesterday or the day before, I cheated just a little bit and didn't dig as deep. But I was met by a foul odor, and I was worried about that. But I posted in the Bokashi fermenting group on Facebook, where this video will hopefully end up also, and said, hey, tomorrow's 2 weeks since I buried the Bokashi. What can I expect? I want to check it. And one of the contributors chimed in and said that it would possibly still be composting and producing heat, probably still some clumps of visible food, and did say that it would probably smell. So I was set at ease by that. I did not know that there was a funky smell. Like, as you're fooling with your Bokashi buckets, and we've got two, baby, can you pan over and show them that? Yeah, we got 2 buckets that are going to get buried today. Digging this up is mainly just going to be to see A, if it works, and B, if it needs to be 2 or 3 weeks, you know, before I check it in the future. But, so yeah, we're checking this to see how decomposed it is, to get an idea if this process is working, and I believe it is, because as I said in the last video, we dug down when I buried it. We dug down to soil level. Not, oh, what are we? Oh yeah, there's the smell. I'm getting close. Oh, I think we got Bokashi. Look at there, that's cheesecloth. I know exactly what that is. It's cheesecloth. And it's hot, and it stinks. Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna be nosy.
Recognizable greens. What'd you say, baby?
But I'm gonna be nosy. Show that to the camera because I got it zoomed in pretty good.
So, greens are still recognizable.
I see some eggshell.
Yeah.
So it looks like we need to go, what, another week maybe?
Well, hang on here.
I don't really see a whole lot.
Oh no, there's far less.
I don't even know what the hell that is. Was it an old squash or something?
Unsure. I think that might be. Oh, paper towels. Boy, it's brittle though. It's breaking down. Lovely. Oh yeah. Yeah. It looks like, and you know what? The recognizable greens on top is actually stuff that was added last in the bucket, so that's probably the least fermented. Maybe you'll come over here and get a shot down into the hole. Yeah, get over there. So we can still see, like I said, the wadded up paper towels. I don't know to break them up better. Yeah, that's it. I'm a son of a bitch. Man, the sticks that I had in the bottom, still recognizable as sticks. Probably going to skip the layer of mulch and sticks and shit in the bottom and try just straight up, no drain, no absorption, no nothing. That sounds good. That son of a gun. 2 weeks, and there was
almost no
precious
real
lemon there that was recognizable. I mean, out of 5 gallons, I could recognize cheesecloth,
couple of paper towels,
wadded up paper towels, and the most recently added greens. Son of a gun. That's neat. All right, now let me prep a spot for, and you know what? Another advantage doing this, I know enough now to know that it works. I don't need necessarily to dig it up and check it. So,
your helper hand wants to help, did he?
oh, get him on camera.
I did.
That's Bear.
Him, little bear, bear. That's our brown tip beef shark.
I may draw just a little bit of attention to the pile from raccoons or possums and such by having exposed some of that buried stuff from the first bucket. But I'm not worried about it because A, there's not a lot. B, now that I know the process works, I won't need, hell, here I am on my back to the camera talking. I'm not worried too much about the few scraps that might still be on the surface or shallow enough to smell enough to draw raccoons or possums, because it's not going to be much, and A, and B, now that I know this works, I don't need to dig it up and check it again. Today, I can just bury this shit. I'm gonna use a stick to mark the front edge of where it was buried, so I'll know, you know, where to move forward for the next batch. So yeah. And I'm actually wondering suddenly, oh, there we go. Struck soil with the tines. I'm all of a sudden wondering if I even necessarily need to worry so much, watch out there, about getting it down to soil level. I think I'm going to this time again. Yeah. For no other reason than to
Be consistent.
well, just to make sure that it's buried enough to not be snoofable by the critters and draw something that really might dig down. enough to access that feast.
What's the jug of? Are we going to talk about that in a minute, or are you going to tell me what it is?
Oh, baby. Soil, not leaves.
Smells like dirt.
Smell that.
Yum.
Isn't that lovely?
I wish we had smell-o-vision.
I'm sure the folks at home probably aren't. Probably don't.
I don't know. The smell of dirt is nice, if you're into that kind of thing.
Sorry. Plastic, as I mentioned in the first video we shot today.
Bear, quit. Bear,
There.
I'm serious.
No.
Dog over there trying to eat compost. Bear,
Wolf shit.
baby.
He's not got compost, baby. He's just being cat owner. All right. Soil. We've gotten down to it. Now, not in any particular order of anything, but this is a jug of EM2, lactobacillus, harvested from the air, nourished with milk, and then I took, shit, I don't know, a good tablespoon? No, more than that. Half cup maybe. Mixed that with a half cup of molasses, added that to water, gave it a week, and sure enough, it cooked off. So I've made EM2, but I don't really know what the fuck to do with it. So I'm just going to add it to the finished pile.
So in the future, when you get compost from us, know that it will already be inoculated with lactobacillus, mycorrhiza,
Probably.
probably.
So, all right, little ninjetti. All right, I'm gonna do these. You want me to come to you?
Yes, please.
Okay. I believe the yellow lid here. Oh, a note on the yellow lid, an orange lid. My first bucket that I filled, I left it over there. Otherwise I'd show it to you. But there's a company that makes a lid designed for various sizes of buckets. And it's got a rubber gasket around the outside that'll kind of conical, so it'll fit a variety of buckets. Gas venting mechanisms. I thought, hey, this is great. You press your compost down, keep that shit anaerobic. That lid fucking sucked. Just a few days into the first bucket, we had fruit fly maggots, so it clearly wasn't airtight. So there's these screw-on lids you can get. Gamma, I believe, is the brand I hear most often. These were a bit cheaper. I can't remember, and they're not marked. I bought them on Amazon, but I hardly recommend these. It was a 3-pack, and no, son of a gun. This ain't airtight either.
Not even close.
No, there's
Yeah, that's disgusting.
fruit fly maggots. See you in fruit fly maggot hell later. Yeah, y'all gonna have to pardon me. I'm gonna have to go wash my hand. Pause that, baby. Just click pause. Rolling again? All right. Sorry about that. We haven't had any fruit fly maggots on the bucket still in the house. Maybe I didn't have that one sealed. But anyway, we're just gonna have a look here. I can't tell if this is a kitchen bucket or if this is the bucket that was made.
That's the bucket that was made.
Yep, that was from our friends Dickie and Carrie. All right. So, I forget what I may or may not have mentioned in a previous video, but this was all out-of-date food. My friends went through their cabinets and had gone through some health issues where they didn't spend a lot of time fooling around in the kitchen and had some food go bad. And so rather than throw it away, we made a Bokashi bucket out of it. And you know, it's been fermenting for 2 weeks and there is no smell of decay, just a slight vinegary, just fermented smell. That's lovely. And this didn't have Bokashi bran added. This was fermented using spray EM1. Matter of fact, the same stuff that I used to make the EM2 that I just dumped on the pile. Yeah, just a slightly sweet fermented smell. Yo, I cannot overemphasize to you how cool it is to us that this process exists, that not only will help make richer, more nutritious, more fertile compost and soil to nourish our garden, you know, and nourish us, our friends and family, but I mean, you're cutting down on landfill space, and my understanding of this is layman level at best. So if I misspeak here, please be kind in your thought towards me. But in addition to, yeah, there's that smell. This was a...
Bring it over here so we can get a look at the fungus in the top.
There's lactobacillus fuzz, y'all.
All that
And you
white
see, this
fuzzy
one
stuff.
has no fruit fly. I think I maybe just didn't have that one airtight. But, you know, not only are you cutting down on food waste, you're not throwing your money away by tossing leftovers. But like I say, lay understanding of this at best. Yeah, good fermented, sweet and sour smell. It cuts down, as I understand it, hugely on carbon emissions in a landfill. And as I understand it, doing this, it's not just that it's not going to the landfill. It's not going to the landfill. It's not taking up space at the landfill. It's not sitting at the landfill and just decaying, which I'm told contributes greatly to putting carbon dioxide, where this, again, to the best of my lay understanding, serves as a carbon sink. This aids in the sequestration of carbon into the soil. So, man, this is good for your house. You know, it's good for your household. It's good for your home. It's good for Bear. Don't know.
He says, I want to help.
Help. He wants to
Yeah,
help
he
you.
just smells the stuff.
Yeah. Actually, that's the predator I need to worry about. I
Hey.
may need to make sure all this shit goes back down in the hole.
Yeah, maybe our critter digging in the side of the compost is the boy.
Bear.
Is our little dog.
But yeah, this is so cool. I mean, you just saw 2 weeks and almost everything had degraded. And I'm told cheesecloth, being cotton, will degrade. If I keep finding cheesecloth in my shit, I'll quit adding it to the bucket.
That's gonna need a turn with the garden hose. Whew, jeez.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know I got that one dude in the Bokashi composting group that said he doesn't rinse his buckets out. I don't believe I'm gonna take that route. Give me just a second here, step out of camera. Y'all stay up there. Now the reason I'm doing this is not only I may want to check it. I know me. I don't need to.
And you shouldn't.
But I've been me for nearly 49 years. So I know me. I may come check it. But even if I don't, if I do manage to act like a grown up that long, this will tell me that was the first batch somewhere back there. This batch, I know exactly where it is. When the next working compost pile is done, instead of piling it so much on top, I'll bring it out forward to create more space to bury Bokashi, because it won't be but a few days and the bucket in the kitchen will be full, and it's time to give it its 2 weeks to ferment. So it won't be but 2 weeks and just a couple of days before it's time to bury another bucket. So, and you know what, when it's time to bury that one, I may check this one again, because if it's broken down enough, I might recycle this spot and just bury right here, which will also, baby, remember, figure around and find out. We're we're fucking around and figuring this shit out on the fly. We've wondered how we're going to go about when we go to use all this compost, how we're going to mix everything. And initially my thought was to, once we know everything's composted and it's time to harvest it and start putting it in the beds in the garden and all that shit, my initial thought was to give it all a turn and mix it, and I may still do that. But if this will break down enough to where it's effectively just soil, and then I can, well, the flies are having a field day. If that'll break down into soil enough, and I can just reuse that spot, then I may not need to make the compost pile so goddamn long. I'll post a query in the composting group, the Bokashi fermenting group. But anyway, far the fuck out, man. 2 weeks. We have seen enough to know that I was correct, and that digging down to soil level does get it enough in contact with soil microbes and worms and shit. So, you know, might just stick with that, if for no other reason than to make sure it's deep enough to keep bear and raccoons and possums and shit out of it. So anyway, there you go. 2 for compost videos today from Figure Around and Find Out. I'm Travis. That's Heather back there on the camera, my little ninjetti. I'm not going to make you watch and listen as I ramble while I rebury this shit. It's just going to be me reburying it. But thank you for tuning in, watching the video. Again, as I said on the first one, I hope you find my videos informative and entertaining in that order. And I hope your gardening is going well. I hope everything in your life is going well. And Be sure to click that subscribe button, click the bell so you get notifications. Like the video, leave a comment.
Ask questions.
Ask questions. My gregarious ass loves interaction. So anyway, yeah, that's about it from Kilgore's Landing this morning. Again, thank you all. Figure around and find out, and be safe.